Hi everyone, thank you for joining us here again for this week's Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Question, Answer and Support session. It's great to have you back again. I'm Nova from Brighter Outlook Counselling Service, and tonight I'm really excited to say that we have David Demars co-hosting the show again. So he will be joining us very, very shortly. I'm just waiting till he pops up on the screen here, and David, as usual, will be able to support you and guide you and answer your questions. He's just such a wealth of knowledge, and I love having him here whenever he can make it. So just waiting for David to pop up. So I hope you've all had a wonderful week. Tonight we thought we'd talk about something that I know a lot of you. Hi Ali, how you going? Thank you for joining us again. Okay, David is here, so I'm just going to let him in. Hi Ali. We've got two different Alis here. And hopefully that will let David. I always keep my fingers crossed at these times. Hi Mark. And there he is. Hi David. How are you going?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear? Hi.
Yes,
Can
I
you hear me
can.
okay?
Yes, I can.
You can? Awesome. Okay, everybody. Yeah, we're very lucky to have David back here again tonight. Thank you for joining us here once again, David, all the way from
Thank you
Las
very much for
Vegas.
having me again. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Okay, everyone, tonight is going to be a fantastic night again. I hope you've all got your question and answers, your questions ready for us. And as usual, everyone, please just say hi as you join and whereabouts you're from. It's always interesting to know whereabouts you're all tuning in from. So yeah, okay. So far we've got two Allies, two different Allies, Ali Johnson and Ali Schultz, and also we've got Mark. So hi Mark, how you going? Okay, David, I was just telling I actually hadn't started, but I was just about to tell everyone that we thought we'd talk about a topic that just gets brought up so much. I know in my practice, and I know that it does with your clients as well, and that's why does the narcissist look so happy? You know, why are they so happy when we as victims are just an absolute crumpled mess, like shattered, falling on the ground and just not able to get up and move on? Why do they look so happy?
Right, that biggest question I always get. People want to know what they're doing. Why do they look happier with someone else? Because you hear a lot of
Hello.
conflicting information too. We all want to know what they're doing, and you hear different things. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I think. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that it's I guess it's kind of understandable because they seemed so unhappy when when they were with us as the victims. So
Yeah.
why are they all of a sudden changed? How can they be so cruel when they're with their victim and then move straight onto someone else and act like nothing has happened and be so happy with that person? I guess it makes everyone think that it's got to be their fault. If they're so unhappy with me and they're happy with that person, and they're plastering all these pictures over social media, it must be my fault as the victim, and what have I done?
Yeah,
How
that's so common.
traumatic.
Yeah, so common. And something we need to know is when relationships end, it hurts. It's bad for everybody. It's not a good thing. It's a failed relationship, and we don't like that. And it hurts, and we need to process certain emotions, go through certain stages and phases of this. And they just move right on, and they're just like, yeah, finally got rid of this bad relationship right into a new one. And that is not normal. Hurting is
Yeah,
normal. Suffering is normal. Yeah. But them going on and being with other people is definitely not normal. You know?
yeah,
It's
I
not
know.
it doesn't make sense. It's not right. It's not healthy. They didn't go through any processing or of any kind. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's such a good point that you make there, is that to be able to actually do that, and I wish. I really hope that, as victims and survivors, you really grasp onto this. To be able to do that and move on supposedly and be so happy and to have finally found the one, again, and, and be, just so ecstatically happy. That's just not normal. Not
No.
normal, like you said, normal breakups have people, depressed and upset and really, struggling. That's normal.
Yeah. Yeah, you need help, you need support from your friends, and you're upset and you don't really feel like dating anybody right away, usually, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi Naya, hi Ali. Ali says my self-confidence has grown so much. Thank you, Nova and David. Look, our pleasure, Ali. I'm so glad that these kinds of forums are helping you. That's just wonderful. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, look, I know it's really hard for victims, David, to think that they think, when they see their narcissist moving on with someone else, they think, have they changed? Why are they so happy with that person when they were, when our relationship went downhill? They used to love me. They used, they remember those good times when they're on that pedestal, in that golden era. So, they kind of they think, well, what's happening with this new person? Are they better than me? And I think that's so hard to wrap your head around when you're watching them, supposedly so happy. You think that that person must be better in some way than you.
Right. 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 It hurts. It hurts. And
Yeah.
it's not what's going on. And we've
Hi,
seen them.
Jesse.
It seems like they don't even care who they're with sometimes, you know. We get that downgrade. They went from me to them. Oh my God. Or the upgrade, and then we really feel bad. But what we're doing is we're comparing ourselves to other people, and that never works out. And
Yeah.
we're going by a Facebook posted image, of what I want to look like. And how many people look sad or bad or upset or depressed or anxious on Facebook? No one.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you, I know victims before they learn the strategies. That they tell me, I started stalking him or her, and watching them on Facebook, and it's almost like they're trying to see if their ex is miserable or not without them. They want validation, they want closure, they want to know that no, they can't possibly move on with their life without me. And all they're going to see is those happy snaps, which are just an illusion. They're only going to, hurt themselves more, aren't they?
Yeah, and we've talked about why they don't give closure. They can't. They emotionally can't handle it. They're incapable of it. They can't reflect
Yeah,
and talk about this is why I went wrong. This is what I did. This is why I'm upset or feel bad. They don't do that. They just move right on. So
yeah.
you're left
And
sitting there saying, "What's wrong with me?" Yeah,
yeah, and yeah, that's a good point to be able to like to be a normal person with empathy and a normal range of emotions. You have to be able to self-reflect and I guess address the pain that you cause someone else and the fact it's painful. A breakup, splitting up with someone that you've shared so many memories with and you've spent so much time with, that's painful to someone who
yeah,
has a normal range of emotions, someone who has an emotional capacity of a 5-year-old is not going to feel
yeah,
that pain. It's like, oh, that toy's broken. Where's the next shiny new toy?
yeah. And I'd imagine it is one of the number one reasons people seek therapy on their own. Failed relationships. Why? Why is this happening? I'm hurt. And they just blame
Yeah,
you, right? They don't know how to do it. They just blame you. I didn't do anything wrong, so it's all their fault. And I think it all comes from, that victim mentality, and they hurt. I think these are examples of someone that is hurting, can't face it, and just blame everybody else. If I'm hurting all the time, the person I'm closest to must be the person hurting me. If this
yeah,
relationship failed and I hurt, it's all your fault. That's as far as they think.
yeah. That eternal shame that they
Yeah.
feel, just yeah, it just continually gets projected outwards
They'll
and
never
and
face it.
blame.
They'll never face that shame that I'm a bad person or I did anything wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't do it.
And I think another reason why they appear so happy, and why they need to portray that they're so happy is because they need to triangulate their victims too. Like they need to be able to like they get power. They get power from getting a positive reaction from you, which they will be from their new target. So they'll be getting them to, reflect back to them how wonderful they are, because they've now got that person on the pedestal, treating them like gold. But that negative narcissistic supply is just as good. So they're getting a kick out of your pain. So
Right.
if they're looking happy, it's a double win for the narcissist, really, because they get to triangulate you, because you'll be ringing up the narcissist going, how can you do this to me? How can you do this to me? Meanwhile, the narcissist has probably told the new supply that, you're crazy and you're madly in love with them and you're jealous, and it's just an overwhelming platter of narcissistic supply for the narcissist, isn't it?
And everything's false. You don't forget, they're always lying to themselves. They always have to lie to themselves. They can't face the truth. And you're right. Yeah. If they can turn around and look back at that relationship and see you suffering, doing bad, emotionally drained, upset, suicidal, any of these things, they win.
Oh,
It's a total
oh, yeah.
validation. Here I am. I found the right person. I found the person of my dreams, whatever,
So
Mr. or
there's
Mrs. Right.
nothing wrong with them as the narcissist, is there? They're fine, because
Right.
look at me, I'm
Total
happy. Yeah,
validation. Yeah, total validation. I'm fine. They're wrong. It's all their fault. I've got nothing to
yeah,
fix, nothing to change.
yeah. And what a great way to perpetuate, like to really sink you, because you are so crippled through the devaluation and the discard, and then watching them with the new target so happy.
Uh-huh.
Everyone around them gets to see you crumpled. And then the narcissist gets a kick out of saying, see, I told you, that's why I left. Look at the mess they are. I told you they were crazy. And
Yeah,
it's
they have to
just,
do that. And
yeah,
don't forget the reason these people like smear campaign and stuff is it's how they feel about themselves. They're so shame based. When someone is really close to them and gets to see who they are, or they think that you did, when that relationship is over, they have to trash the other person because they know you saw them. They know you see who they
yeah,
really are. You're going to do it
yeah,
first. So now I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it first
yeah,
before you. Yeah.
yeah. And the thing is, they are master manipulators. So you go in to defend yourself against all the stuff that they're saying, and you just you can't
No,
win
I didn't. Yeah,
because
no, I didn't
they
cheat on them. I didn't hit them. I didn't leave them. They did all that to me. Yeah.
yeah, and you can
Uh-huh.
see how crazy they are. So yeah, you've it's all sitting there in front of you, that the proof that around why I had to move on to this new person who's giving me so much support. It's all set up. It's all an illusion, and it's all a big setup. But when someone is so vulnerable and so crippled with the narcissistic abuse, which we know has been occurring so subtly and insidiously over a long period of time, they haven't got the strategies or the tools or the coping mechanisms to to come up against the narcissist. The narcissist is always going to win, so you don't
Yeah.
play. Yeah,
You, if
yeah,
you don't know you're in a game, you lose every time. You don't know it's a game. It's
yeah,
not a game. Yeah.
yeah. It's a game for the narcissist, though, isn't it? It's like they're always trying to one up you, and that's the thing. You come out of this fight at the end of these relationships, and you don't know that you were in the boxing ring, with Muhammad Ali. You didn't know that. You didn't know that you were in the middle of a war zone until you come out, and then you look back and you go, "Oh my goodness!" And
You didn't know that they've
and
been
you,
trashing you and smearing your name for the last 6 months already.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
they've got a really good head start on you, haven't they? Um,
Sure.
yeah. Look, I think. Something I like to say when people say that to me when they come to see me, David. And I say to them, you know, they say to me, why does he or she look so happy with the new person? You know, I'm just a mess, and they're just, you know, traumatized and shattered. And I guess an example I use with them is, you know, when you go to a movie and you see the trailer to another movie, you know, you're sitting in the cinema and you see the trailer, and the trailer just looks awesome. It just looks amazing, and you're like, I am so going to see that movie next week. That looks amazing. And then you go to see the movie and you're like seriously? That was just, you know, BS. That was so bad, that movie. And I liken that to, you know, that the new stage that you're witnessing with the new supply, because when they're, you know, love bombing this new person, they're putting on that's the trailer to the movie. They're putting on
Yeah.
their best performance to hook them in, just like they did with you. It's just a performance. It's an act.
They pulled 1 minute out of an hour and a half movie. Yeah. All the best
Yeah,
parts.
exactly. Yeah, and then you feel really ripped off when you go and see it. Yeah,
Hmm.
gosh. Okay, we've got some questions here. Aletha's there. Hi, Aletha. And we've got Tony Ann. Hi, Tony Ann. How you going? Tony Ann, having children with them makes the cutting off that I need to heal is very hard. Yeah, look, Tony, Grey Rock, you know, yeah, we've spoken about this a little bit in the last live stream. When you've got children with them, I know there's still that, um, you do still have to have some type of contact with them. But the important thing is to not react. They're going to provoke you. They're going to use the children to try and garner a reaction from you. But once you know, have the strategies in place to not allow them to manipulate you, and once you start taking your power back, you can work it so that they're not getting any more narcissistic supply from you. So yeah, it's going to require sitting down and working out what you're going to do. If you're still having mobile, you know, what do you call it in the States, David? You don't call it a mobile, do you? A cell phone. If you're still having
Cell
cell
phone.
phone or mobile, yeah, phone contact with them, you know, cut that down to an email, so that you're not having, you know, your anxiety is not going through the roof every time you see their name come up on the phone. You know, just work out strategies so that you don't have to see them and be traumatized every time you come into contact with them, because that's what they want. So they will manipulate everything, whether it's court, pickups and drop-offs from the kids. They will manipulate that so that they have to see you. But a narcissist doesn't, as we know, doesn't care about the kids. They care about manipulating you to get narcissistic supply from you. So
That's
it's
right.
really important to not react, just respond. So yeah, I hope that's helped a little bit. Yeah, did you want to add anything to that, David?
Yeah, yeah, just realize that manipulators need you as close to them as possible to manipulate you. And your idea of the email is just perfect. If a manipulator wants to manipulate you and you're emailing each other, they're going to want to start texting. And if you're texting, they want a phone call. If they're talk on the phone, they want to meet you in person. They want you as close
Yeah,
as they can. So keep it as far away as you can. Don't
yeah,
handle these things on your own. Don't make payments without receipts. Don't not do this without a lawyer. Don't communicate with them and try and work this out on your own. It's never
yeah,
going to work. Yeah, it's going to
yeah.
cause so much more stress.
Absolutely. Look, if it was in a perfect world, Tony, and I would say, you know, to clients that came to see me, that absolutely, you know, if you were dealing with someone who wasn't disordered, I would say absolutely you should have contact with the other parent. You need to do what's right for the kids, and you need to have an amicable relationship, and you know, put your children first. But you can't do that with a narcissist, because a narcissist is not coming from that frame of reference. They simply want to manipulate you. So with a narcissist, it's a whole different ball game. So even with email, don't be checking it 100 times a day, because you may as well have that, you know, that phone, uh, their number keyed into your phone. You need to have them blocked on your phone. Maybe check the email once a day so that your heart's not racing every time you check it. Hi, Scott. It's really important to think about your healing. Yes, you do have to remain in contact with them to work things out for the children, but that doesn't mean that you have to talk with your abuser. And this is what you have to remember. This person was your abuser. Okay,
That's
so
right.
yeah,
That's right.
very important.
And to be the best parent, any of you out there, to be the best parent, you have to be the best person. Take care of you. This
Yeah,
isn't about like, children come first, so I'm going to sacrifice my happiness, my well-being, recovery, all this stuff, my health. You have to be healthy and be the best parent for the child. So start taking care of yourself. That's what this is all about. You haven't been doing it,
yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark says my daughter's mum is the supreme leader of narcissists. Oh, look, I'm sorry to hear that, Mark. I hope that kind of resonates with you, those words of advice. You've been taught to put yourself number two, well, not even number two, but way down the line for so long when you're in the relationship with the narcissist. Now it's time to start putting you first. You can't be a good parent if you're not healed from this trauma that you've suffered. I mean, when I say that, of course you can be a good parent. You can't be the best parent you can be, okay, if you're
Yeah.
still, suffering. So yeah, take your power back from the narcissist and work it out on your terms, okay? Yeah, take your power back.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else have we got here? We've got Rebecca Chittum. Hi, Rebecca. Rebecca says, my ex-covert narc left me for his new piece of meat while I was asleep one night. Recovering from two major back operations, it's been just over 2 years. I've not been on a date yet. He got engaged. I can't see the end of your question, so I'm just going to go with that, Rebecca. So did you hear that, David? Yeah, left Rebecca in the middle of
I
the
heard it.
night.
Yeah, while she's recovering from a back issue, a medical issue, and that's so common. You're no good to him anymore, right?
Yeah,
So he's been planning this for a while, obviously. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, why do they do that, David? Why do they leave you when you're at your worst? I hear that so often. Victims will, they might have just given birth, or maybe they've been in hospital, yeah, recovering from an operation, or, their mother or their father's just died, and that's when the narcissist, chooses to leave.
Well, it works out when you're healthy and you can do everything for them, meet all their needs and be there for them and be attentive. And once that stops, they're done. You're
Yeah,
no longer any value to them anymore. You can't pay
yeah,
attention to
Rebecca.
them. You're a broken toy, you know?
Rebecca says he's already married with a kid. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You're a broken toy. It's that's just so right. Once you can't give that attention to them, and when you're sick, if you have just given birth, or if you're emotionally unavailable for them because one of your loved ones has died, you can't be there 100% for the narcissist. So what good are you?
Right. And up until that point, you have denied yourself anything you need. You've been all about them. Now you can't, it's unavoidable. Now you actually need them no matter what. Even if you want to deny yourself what you need, keep doing that. You can't. Now you really need them, and they can't do that. They're not going to meet your needs ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Another reason they do it, Rebecca, and they choose the most devastating way and the devastating time for you to leave them is because it, what else are you going to remember? In the future, you would maybe remember, something happening in your life if it was maybe your mother or father passing away, or maybe they left you, when you wanted to celebrate with them. Whatever it was, it was a memorable time, good or bad. When you look back in the future, are you going to remember that time, or are you going to remember how the narcissist totally destroyed you? So it's a way of placing them in your memory banks forevermore, because they've turned a memory that should have been relating to something else. They've completely switch that memory around to relate to them. So I hope that makes sense, but it's like you won't remember that day your mum passed away and how, you know, how you felt. All you will remember is what the narcissist did to you. So this is another reason why they kick the boot in when you are absolutely crippled and something really bad has happened to you. It's just another way of making it all about them and making sure you don't forget about them. Yeah. Okay. Who else have we got here? We've got Sharon. Sharon says he pays the mortgage and will be back tomorrow to stay in a spare room, paying off house. Can he charge me rent? He pays the mortgage and will be back tomorrow to stay in the spare room, paying off the house. Okay. I'm assuming from that, Sharon, because that we've only got that little snippet, that he's left, perhaps, and he's discarded you and you know, given you the silent treatment or whatever, and he's left you. I'm certainly not a lawyer and can't give any legal advice, but I would imagine that once they've left the house, you should go and get legal advice, because once they've left, they've left. So if you let him back in, yeah, I would imagine that he's going to manipulate you. What do you say to that, David?
Yeah, the question's hard to understand, but I know like here in the States, once you've allowed someone in your house, you let them in your house, legally, there's not much you can do. They're allowed to come in your house.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what that question
I
is asking. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely be getting some legal advice around that, Sharon, because yeah, like David said, you can't just have someone coming and going as they please, moving out, you know, to be in a relationship with someone else and then just moving in what they want. I wouldn't imagine if, you know, if that was me, I would be
She
seeking
said
legal
he paid the
advice.
mortgage. She said he paid the mortgage. If it's his house, move. If it's your house, start the eviction process, the legal eviction process.
Yeah, either way, you're being manipulated, Sharon, and without, you know, getting that legal advice, you're going to be in a really bad position. So I think it's really important that you do that and you get some, yeah, you get all your ducks in a row, and don't hand your cards over to the narcissist. Don't let them know what you're doing, because I can rest assured that person will be getting all of their ducks in a row. They always are. Okay. Corinne's there. Hi, Corinne. How you going? Rebecca from New Zealand. Ali says, I have blocked him, so I don't see what he's doing. Yeah, that's yeah, way to go, Ali. You can't see if they're happy with the new supply, can they,
And
David?
that's what
There.
this is about. And that's what we have to do. You can't look. You can't, if you look, it's going to hurt. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled at profiles. Don't be fooled at smiles. Don't be fooled at what people say.
Yeah, and that's yeah, that's so true. Look, if you look, you're not going to see what you want to see. You're breaking your own heart. You're only going to see what they've portrayed, and they know that you will be, you know, looking at them on social media. So all that is manufactured. They are no A narcissist can't be happy. Okay, you can't be happy. A person who can intentionally hurt other people, who cannot feel empathy for other people, cannot experience happiness. They simply look around and see what other people do in society, and they do that. They mirror, okay? And if
Yeah.
they need to act like they're happy to get narcissistic supply from someone to, you know, sustain that false self, then that's what they do. They can't, you can't possibly be happy when you use and abuse other people. It's not possible.
Yeah, and this is a cycle that has been repeating itself over and over again. Not just with you. It happened before. It's happening again, always. It's the only thing that can happen. They aren't happy. This isn't about that. It's about I want you to see that I'm happy. And it's a game. These are emotional children, and they want to win. They want to win. To them, they don't understand that how I feel is important. They believe how I look matters.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's really important you know, like David said, to understand that they can't feel good. They actually feel bad all the time, and they need others to make them feel good. Okay, so if they're, you know, they've ground you down so much, you as their ex, then you can't make them feel good anymore. So they need to find someone else that's going to prop their ego up again, and you know, make them, I don't even like saying make them feel good, make them feel not bad. You know, make
Well,
them
yeah, I
not.
mean, we all have hormones and chemicals that rise and fall. I mean, it's an amazing chemistry, you know. I mean, we even release some stress chemicals. That's why our palms sweat and stuff like that when we meet someone we like. So these initial things that happening, they happen to them just like they do to us, but it's also a relief. It's like I feel good, so maybe I am happy, and that's why this relationship is their fault, not my fault. A lot of things are happening here. So this is a cycle that's constantly repeating itself, and I'm going to leave this bad relationship and I'm going to go into the new one that's exciting, that's new, you know, and this person really is the right one for me, and I've been making mistakes, I've been failing, yes, but here's the right one. So that's a very,
Yeah.
you know, you get your up real high from that down relationship, but it just doesn't last long, and that's why they come back and hoover you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what a great way to explain it. It's like, it's almost like, David, when you know, someone gets hooked on drugs, you know, like
Yeah,
heroin or you know, I don't know, cocaine or something, and they, at the very start, they only need a little bit, but after a while, they need more, you know,
yeah,
to get that initial, you know, high. So that's why, you know, after a while, they just move on so quickly because they're not getting that kick out of you anymore. You're not
exactly.
sustaining their ego anymore,
It's like
and they must go and source more and more and more to get that same
it,
high.
sure, you don't need a drug. It's an addictive behavior. So,
Yeah,
you know, gamblers, people that gamble, that's addictive, and your brain reacts the same exact way as you do on drugs when you're
yeah,
addicted to gambling. When you stop gambling, you go through physical withdrawals, just like drugs. So it's the same thing in these relationships. It has a lot to do with it. And I feel down, I meet someone else, it picks me back up. It's just something that we don't do because it hurts. We stop. We have to process these things. They're not used to doing that. It's just
yeah,
immediate gratification, impulsively feel better, try to feel better, try to feel better. What will make me feel better? So this
yeah,
new
and that.
relationship feels really good, and then it can't last. So endorphins go down, things like that go down. So now they start thinking
And another
about
yeah,
some of the good times in the last relationship. So I'm going to go back and rekindle that, you know.
yeah. So they're forever seeking that high, you know,
Yeah,
of the love bombing stage, aren't they?
yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's just total predators, guys. You know, and that those chemicals that David was just talking about, you know, that yeah, get gamblers experience, and you guys, you know, we actually talked about this, didn't we, last time, about that, you know, dopamine and all those happy chemicals are just, as you are, you know, when you're in that love bombing stage, they're just flowing madly, but they crash, you know, when
Yeah,
they're not getting enough energy. You know, they're not
yeah,
sourcing enough energy, so they crash, and they need to get back to those, you know, that high where they were, you know, releasing all those happy chemicals again. The very same chemicals that are released when you're in that love bombing stage and you become addicted to the narcissist, you know, with and gets you trauma bonded to them. So yeah, big changes happening in your body, and this is why, you know, that you find it so difficult to leave.
that's why we eat chocolate when we break up. It mimics a lot of those same feelings of love,
I don't
same
need to
hormones,
break up.
same chemicals.
I don't need to
Yeah,
break up from a narcissist. I eat chocolate every day. But yeah,
yeah,
I understand. I understand what you're saying. Because yeah, I've heard that chocolate gives you that releases those happy chemicals. No wonder I eat
yeah.
it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when you're broken up, it's like you're getting a part of that drug back. Makes you
yeah,
feel a little better. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's what they're
Wow.
doing. They're chasing that high. They feel like crap. They're just going to get that drug, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I'd imagine that it doesn't feel as good every time. It's never as good as the
Yeah,
first high, the first time I did that drug, you know.
yeah. So, yeah, so I guess the important thing to remember from that, guys, is you're never going to be good enough. It doesn't matter what you do or what you did, it was not your fault. You were always going to be discarded, and you were never going to be good enough, because this is their cycle. This is what they do. They are predators, and they must, you know, they must go and seek that high. Not that that's a reason that you should forgive them, or make yourself a target for their abuse, but I guess it's a way of understanding why you're feeling so bad and why
Good
you
reason to
need to
stay
stay
away.
away so bad.
It's a good reason to stay away from them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, we've got Alana here. Hi, Nova and David. Hi, Alana. How you going?
Well,
Alana says, a topic with the narc is how they will tie you up financially. They can never be trusted when it comes to promises, especially financially. Also, how narcissistic parents will triangulate the siblings. That's all I can see. Sorry, Alana. So we'll go with that. Um, yeah, tie you up financially. Wow. How often does this happen, David? It's
yeah,
just
they
so
have no
many
problem
victims.
entering contracts with you. And it's like that part of enmeshment. I want to be tied together with you.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
this is all sustained, isn't it? And kept going by the future faking. When they're first love bombing you in those initial stages, and they're saying to you things like, "Oh, you would make such a good wife or a wonderful husband," or let's go on an overseas holiday, and and you start. You do start putting your finances away, and then all of a sudden they've lost their job and they need to borrow money or whatever happens. It just happens so often where yeah, victims just get taken to the cleaners, basically,
sure.
get
Well,
duped.
they're not responsible people. They don't look into the future and things like this. So they don't mind entering contracts with you. Let's say let's get a business together. Maybe they know that you're the responsible one. You can take care of it.
Yeah. Look, I had a lady, it's just heartbreaking. I had a lady come to see me last week, well, not last week, a few weeks ago, and she was saying that she just bought this is not hypothetical, but she said it was okay if I talked in a very general manner about this. She bought a house with her narcissist about only a few months before the discard. So, that narcissist had nothing. They had nothing. So the whole, mortgage and everything like that was tied up in her being able to pay it off, but the house was in both their names. And there was, because she was so, bonded to this person, there was no prenup, no nothing like that. And she ended up losing so much because the narcissist, um, just duped her, and as kind-hearted, loving, trusting, empathic people that targets for narcissists are, she got duped, and it's just, yeah, it's just so
Right before the
heartbreaking.
breakup, so it's probably planned. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
sad.
absolutely.
Sad but common. Sure.
Very common. Yeah, that's why, guys, um, as you're joining, please, please say where you're from, and please, guys, I'm going to say this, keep repeating this. Please like and share, especially while we're live streaming. David and I would appreciate that so much, because we need to raise awareness around this, because things like this are happening all the time. People are getting used and abused, and they don't know what they've experienced. They don't know how to articulate what they've experienced, when they come out of these relationships. And if we can raise awareness around narcissistic abuse, maybe it will save one person from going through what you've been through. So yeah, please like and share, and try and get the ball rolling with getting more support on board from more organisations and more people. Yeah. Okay, the last part of your question, Alana, you said narc parents will, and this is all I can see, unfortunately, narc parents will triangulate the siblings. Oh my goodness, gosh, David, how common is that? Unfortunately, Alana, children are no different to narcissistic parents than an intimate partner is. They're simply another form of narcissistic supply. They are simply objects to fulfill the narcissist's needs. Okay, everything the narcissist does comes from a comes from selfish motivations. So, what better way to get to get energy than to pit siblings against each other? It's no coincidence that they have a scapegoat child and a golden child, for example, and they will especially pit those two against each other. And the golden child will be able to do no wrong, and the scapegoat well, basically can do no right. And they're forever trying to I guess, get the narcissistic parent's approval, which they never can, because the narcissist doesn't want their approval. They want to shift the goalposts all the time because they just want to they want the children to keep trying to please them. It's never about love. It's never about giving the children anything unconditionally. And they will triangulate. That's what they do. And they will set fights up and tell one child one thing, and it happens so regularly, doesn't it, David? It's so incredibly sad.
Oh yeah, complete lack of parenting. Totally. I mean, you've got the golden child, that's their ego, the extension
Yeah,
of themselves, who they want to be and project. So, you've got the golden child fighting against the scapegoat that is everything they hate about themselves. It's
yeah,
horrible.
yeah,
It's horrible. And
yeah,
the abuse happens amongst the siblings as well with each other
yeah.
quite often.
And and the child victims, Alana, you know, a lot or most of the time go on to have such troubled relationships and such incredibly low self-esteems because nothing they've ever done has been good enough, so they never feel worthy of anyone. They're constantly trying to perhaps trying to please someone, or feelings of abandonment and worthlessness, and go from one relationship to the next because they just don't feel worthy of anyone. And that stems from that toxic relationship with the ultimate role model, the parent.
Right, right.
Yeah. So yeah, so common and so sad.
No, no needs being met amongst the children, and the children fighting for the attention and needs of the parent, you know?
Yeah. And hi, Raymond. Um, yeah, and it doesn't stop, does it? This will go on and on and on into adulthood, because the children who probably have the longest relationship, with the narcissist, uh, you've been made to condition to please this toxic parent, and that doesn't stop when you reach adulthood. I have children of adult toxic parents come to see me, and they're like, I feel so guilty. Why do I feel so guilty? How can they manipulate me still? And I'm in my 30s and my 40s, and my parent can still make me feel so bad about myself. I can never do anything right. And the thing is, I let them make me feel bad. Why do I do that, Nova? And this is because of that conditioning, that where you are essentially being
Absolutely.
brainwashed over a long period of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's so hard to see your parents in any kind of bad light. I have so many clients tell me about the bad things their parents did, but it's really hard for me to tell them your parents weren't the best parents, or they failed you. You know, they didn't teach you, and it's really hard for all of us to hear something like that.
And
And
yeah,
you seek that approval, and it can go on, like you said, forever.
yeah, until you work out that you're never going to be good enough. And it's not about you. It's not about you as the child. You're the victim. This is about them. And you were never going to be good enough because you were used to bolster their ego. And it's as
Right.
simple and heartbreaking as that. You know, that I
Right.
guess the problem with
Reacting, reacting,
children,
reacting.
yeah, I guess the worst problem with children, David, is that their brains are still forming while they're being abused. Like, you know, when we enter these relationships as adults, at least, you know, that emotional intelligence has kind of stopped, you know, stopped growing, whereas and our brains have stopped growing.
Yeah.
But with children, their brains are still growing. You know, I think our brain keeps growing till around about the age of 22, 23, something like that. So if your
Right.
brain is still forming while you're being conditioned to continually seek your parents' approval, that's going to be second nature for you. That's ingrained. That becomes like a trait. You know, just like
Yeah.
you might be a funny or have certain quirks about you. That almost becomes like a trait because that conditioning was happening as your brain was
Absolutely.
forming. So it's like a double whammy for
Absolutely.
child victim.
And anybody can feel that present in your adult life now if you've experienced that, as like expecting the worst. You know, the second it's good, it's going to get bad. You know,
Yeah.
it becomes ingrained in that child for the rest of their life that not only am I not going to get what I need, but if I try to ask for it, things are going to get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that continual need from being in the relationship with the narcissist to defend yourself all the time because you're on guard. You're hyper vigilant. You're ready, waiting for an attack. So, you know, your partner may say something totally innocent to you and you defend yourself because you're preempting an attack.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're used to. And
Yeah.
these, you know, victims just defend themselves all the time. And I hear their partners are just like, gee whiz, I didn't mean anything from it. I come in peace, and that's what it is. It's just that ready to, be on guard.
We're too used to reacting all the time. Everything is just reacting, reacting, reacting.
Yeah, and because that's what the narcissists want, didn't they? They derived their energy from you, their fuel to sustain that false mask from your reactions. So it's like this beautiful give and take relationship, isn't it, with the narcissist and the empath? I will provoke you and do all these, have this arsenal of weapons in my kit to get you to react, and the empath reacts just beautifully. It's like this beautiful song and dance that goes on, except the
Sure.
narcissist doesn't get hurt like the empath does. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're
just,
trying to get their needs met through us, by us, through manipulating us. Yeah, so they're going to constantly prod and poke, and just they're trying to get the reaction that they need from us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you become an absolute expert at reacting. The problem is, after you've been discarded and you find yourself in, and not even just intimate relationships, any kind of relationships, it might be with a boss at work who's,
Yep.
tells you to fix up a couple of mistakes. And you think, oh my goodness, I'm going to get sacked tomorrow. You're immediately preempting the worst because that's what you've had to do for so long in that
Yep.
trauma zone.
And when
Yeah,
we're children, we can't escape it. We're stuck in it.
no.
And you could become an adult. We don't learn how to escape it. We don't know how to leave it. We just stay in it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
you're just absolutely powerless. And yeah, I think that's another reason why, these child victims find themselves staying in toxic relationships when they get older because it's like, well, that's what you do. When I was a child, this was my norm. This was normal to live in a toxic environment, and you stay. You don't go anywhere. You have to work out coping mechanisms to be able to exist in the toxic environment.
Yeah. and they work in your relationships as an adult, and that's when emotional abuse becomes normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who have we got? Hi, Raymond. Hi, Nicole. We've got Nicole Parker says hi, Nova and David. Hi, Nicole. Great to
Hello.
have you back again. Um, Matt Campbell is watching. Hi, Matt. Ali says, I left him. I could not manage the gaslighting. Oh, my goodness, the gaslighting. Yeah. Um, yeah, it makes you crazy, Ali, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. It's gaslighting is all about altering your reality for you. And while we're talking about gaslighting, I don't think we've actually spoken about this, David. Did you want to tell everyone where that term actually comes from? The term gaslighting?
Sure. It's
That,
a it's an old movie, Gaslight, old black and white movie. I think 40s maybe. I can't remember. And
yeah,
it's about the back in the old days before we used electricity for our lighting, we used gas. So the whole house has gas, and your lights can be turned up and dimmed by the amount of gas you put on. So the movie's about the husband that manipulated the wife's head to make her feel crazy to get all, I think to get all her money. So he
yeah,
would turn the lights down and then dim them up in the house, and she'd say, "Did you see that?" And he'd act like, "I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy."
yeah.
And then literally he makes her believe that she's crazy, and yeah, he
Ends
gets
up
what he
believing.
wants. He gets his way with her. Good movie,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, look, I wish they'd do a remake. Actually, what a great movie
yeah,
to do a remake on. I think it had
yeah.
Ingrid Bergman, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I highly recommend watching it, guys, because it's that's where the term comes from. It because yeah, he was dimming the gas lights to make her crazy. So if you get a chance, watch it, and it'll give you a really good idea of what you're going through. Yeah, with gaslighting, Ali. So yeah, I'm
Yeah, they
so
definitely
sorry
need
you
to
had to
remake
go through
that. That'd
that.
be great. Yeah, remake
Yeah,
of
let
Gaslight. Great. Yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah. And guys, let us know what you think of it. Watch it. Actually, that'd be really good to know. Let us know what you think of the movie Gaslighting. On we'd be really stoked to hear your thoughts on it, and if it yeah did kind of resonate with you. Okay, who else have we got? We got Sasha. Sasha says, "Hi, I'm 51 and I still feel like a little girl who isn't good." Yeah, and that's what happens when you're an adult victim or an adult child victim of a narcissist, Sasha. Yeah,
Those are old wounds from your childhood that's not too late to heal.
yeah. So important to remember that, Sasha. Exactly what David just said. There is healing after narcissistic abuse, and I know I've said this many times before, but just because someone is related to you, just because someone is your mother or father, does not mean they have the right to abuse you. Okay. And this is abuse. Okay. And especially as children, we minimize it and we've been taught to rationalize it and justify it. And it needs to stop. That's just brainwashing and conditioning. You don't have to have a relationship just because you're biologically related to someone. It's okay to cut toxic family members out of your life. And if people make you feel guilty before that, then they're toxic for you too, because you need to heal. And you can't heal in the same environment that you got sick.
That's right. When you're
Yeah.
when you're an adult, there's nobody else to take care of you except you. You have to take care of yourself now. And
Yeah.
and if somebody's toxic in your life and they won't stop, then they need to be out of your life, and that's your responsibility. And it doesn't matter. The only person you owe anything to is yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And Sasha, adult narcissistic parents will continue, like this is what we were just talking about, they will continue to manipulate you as long as you put yourself out there on that platter as a source of narcissistic supply. They will continue to get your reactions and make you feel guilty and tell you you're not good enough. And the only way to make a break from that, and I'm certainly not going to tell you to go no contact, that's up to you, but you need to get out of that toxicity for a good period of time so you can heal. you know, and realize what a toxic environment it was. Yeah. Okay. So Sasha says, my mother even said lately when I didn't react on something, see, now you are a good girl. Yeah. Look, I guess that's kind of proof, isn't it, Sasha, that she's telling you that you're a good girl, or you know, when you're that age, it just kind of shows how much power she still has to control your emotions. So yeah, um, I'd say get out of that toxic environment, Sasha. You don't owe your abuser anything. You don't owe someone who's been abusing you anything, and you need to get out of that toxic environment. So you won't heal until you create space between you and the abuser. So yeah, just have a really good think about that. Um, Hi, Mylene. Mylene Khan is here. Hi. Sasha says, thank you so much, guys. You are awesome. Oh, thank you, Sasha. Who else have we got here? Is that it? Anyone else got any questions, guys, for us? I don't think I can see any more. Okay, let me just see. I might have missed someone. Hold on. Aletha says, what makes narcs falsify memories? I'm assuming that you mean telling you things happened when they didn't. If that's not right, Aletha, just correct me. But I'm assuming that's. What do you think, David? Do you think
Sounds
that's what
like
Aletha means?
yeah, more gaslighting, like we're just talking about, more manipulation. You don't
Yeah.
remember things how they were. You have bad memory. There's something wrong with you. You don't know anything. You don't know how things happen or work.
Yeah, and you know, and
You
I'm
think
all
I know everything.
powerful, and you know, I'm the yeah, exactly. I'm the person who has the wonderful memory. So this is the way it happened. You know, you were a horrible person, and you did this, and you know, what a good way of making you vulnerable, which you know, in the end gives them power to manipulate you more than telling you that you did horrible things when they know that you didn't.
Just create doubt is good enough sometimes. Doubt
Yeah,
yourself all the time. Yeah.
yeah. Um, do narcs do narcs try to stalk you? Okay. Well, I'm going to answer that with yes. David, do you want to handle that one? Do narcs try to stalk you?
Yeah, this is, they have low emotional intelligence. They have really bad boundaries, so they don't know how to handle things well. They'll stalk you. Of course, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
something I think people don't realize that most narcissists can't deal with attachment and stuff very well. So even if they just walk right out of that door and say, I'm never seeing you again, it doesn't necessarily mean it's over in their mind. They're entitled to come back to you anytime they want. And I don't think they really break off attachment very well. They like to keep that foot in the door, return whenever I want.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, do they stalk you? If they're wanting something from you, absolutely. They, you know, especially if you try and go no contact. I'm sure many, and I would love to hear it, guys. If any of you have got any examples for us that you can let us know about, I'd be really interested to hear this. But yeah, if you try and go no contact, or if it looks like you're actually moving on and starting to heal and finding a little bit of support elsewhere, they're going to stalk the hell out of you
Yeah.
because you're not allowed to do that. They will stop at nothing to find out where you are, what you're doing. I mean, they'll try and contact you on eBay if you know try and you know cut them off from every other avenue, simply because you're not allowed to go anywhere. And yeah, like David said, even if they discard you and they've moved on with another victim, they want to know what you're doing because they need to know where you are when they're ready to hoover you. when they're ready to kind of suck you back into the abuse.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they need that
so
validation. I want to look back and see you miserable. I don't want to see you happy. Yeah, you can't be. And so if you move on, you're leaving them there. It can become obsession. Stalking is obsession, and you don't have to even be, you don't have to know someone for them to stalk you. This is
yeah.
about obsession. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. It doesn't mean, I know when you guys are so vulnerable and, you are crippled after that discard, you think, that, oh, they found me, they might, I don't know, contact you through someone else's Facebook page or something like that. And you are so vulnerable, you think that's about love. You think that's about passion and connection, and they went to so much trouble to find you, and that's what you want to believe because you're still hooked, and you're still craving those chemicals. But that is pathological stalking. That stalking that they're doing is pathological. It is not healthy, and it's not about you. It's about them. It's about knowing, yeah, like David just said, wanting to see if you're miserable, and if you're happy, wanting to destroy that, because they eternally feel unhappy. And so if you're looking happy, they want to destroy that. That doesn't make them feel good if you're happy. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Then
they
there's
do
something wrong
stalk.
with them. Yeah. Then
Yeah,
there's something wrong with them.
mm, definitely. Okay, I've got more questions here.
That's why the
Um,
best revenge is be happy and successful. Don't look at them. Don't listen to them. It just kills them. That's it.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll probably do, an episode on a number of these topics just on their own, guys. But yeah, revenge. I know that's a big one for people. They just want to get them back somehow. But the best revenge. And I know this sounds cliche and, it sounds just boring for you, but it really is. The best revenge is to move on and be happy because you can bet your bottom dollar they will know about it. They will be stalking you through, through other people, whoever they do it, and they will know that you're happy and they will know that you don't care about them anymore and they're not having an effect on your life anymore. And yeah, that is what kills them.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want them or need them anymore. Don't care. That's
That
it.
that that is
Because
that
anything else you're doing
rushing.
is on their level. Anything else you do to them is on their level. You know?
Yeah, there is nothing worse. There is no greater pain you can inflict upon a narcissist than to let them know that in that way, by moving on, that you don't need them anymore, because that's how they live and sustain
Yep.
that false mask that they can't be without. Yeah,
Yep.
so hope that's helped, guys. Michelle, hi Michelle. Michelle says, long story short, I just can't see the end of these questions. I'm sorry, guys. Long story short, my ex that I mentioned, even after 7 years, has come back to try and stalk and shame me. It was devastating to me. It's pushed me to finally see a psychologist because I was so distressed. Yeah, 7 years, David. Gosh,
I've heard
that's
the most incredible stories. I know people, narcissists coming back and hoovering people 25 years later. I know people that have ended a relationship with a narcissist and they found out 20 years later. No, they've never even talked to them or no contact. 20 years later, they find out that that narcissist is living the same exact life as them. So same career, same living in a same colored house, same furniture, same cars, same name, same children's names. Crazy. I mean, and
yeah,
then you can
yeah,
get into mirroring and stuff like that there. But yeah, I mean, they
yeah,
just can't handle relationships correctly at all.
yeah.
No close.
So yeah, 7 years is yeah. It can be 20, yeah, 20, 25 years, guys. it,
Yeah.
it does not matter. They could come back at any time to stake their claim. And this is when victims, I guess, are the easiest targets because they think, oh, so much water under the bridge. But the thing is, it's like, a heroin addict thinking, oh, I haven't used any drugs in, 25 years. I'll go and, inject some tonight, and it'll just be a one-off. But the memory is still there, and the body reacts to those chemicals. Your body remembers. So it doesn't matter how long it is. Just never ever let them back into your life, because you will be susceptible to being hooked back into that abuse again. Yeah, time means nothing.
Yeah, we forget the bad after a while, and after the relationship is over with them, you're talking about earlier, we have financial loss, we have all kinds of things that might be bad, and they wait a while. We fix these, we feel better, we forget the bad times, and there they are again.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. And look, guys, that the important thing to remember is if they are coming back, it is not because of anything selfless. It's because they need something from you. 100%, that is the reason they're coming back into your life, whether it's 20 years down the track or a year down the track, they need something from you. So yeah, please don't let them back
and
in,
very common.
because
It's just take me back, just take me back. That's what I'm trying
yeah,
to do. So they're saying, you take me back, that's good enough. I'm gone again, or I hurt you again, or yeah.
yeah, I've changed. I'm this different person, all this stuff has happened, and it's going to be different this time. But I think
It's
you
the
all
first
know
time
when
they say they're sorry. Maybe the first
yeah,
time they apologize ever.
yeah, and they will sound so sincere, it's just, yeah, don't do it, guys. Okay, we've got Yana and Sari. Hi, Yana. We've got Linda. Price Davies is there. Hi, Linda. Who else have we got? Ali says, thank you. Pleasure, Ali. Um, Tony says, every time he sees me healing and growing stronger and threatens that if I move on, bad things will happen. Well, yeah.
Amazing.
Um, yeah.
Amazing.
Look,
Don't get happy, don't get healthy, don't leave me. Yeah,
yeah.
that's amazing.
And I hear this so often, David, the people that come to see me, they're still so fearful of what the narcissist can do, and they won't instigate no contact, especially if they've got kids. They're really fearful of doing that because they think, oh, that'll just stir them up again. And, I've got to lay low and not provoke him or her, because that they might do something next week if I'm a bad girl or a bad boy. So they live in the pockets still of the narcissist in fear of what they
Yep.
may or may not do. And people like Tony having these threats that if they move on, it just makes it so incredibly difficult.
Try to take control. Try not to react.
Yeah,
Don't buy into
Tony
the
just,
fears and threats. Yeah, start taking control of the situation.
yeah. Look, look at your worst case scenario, Tony. What is the worst thing that he could do to you if you moved on and were happy? Number one, you're going to be, don't forget, you're going to be a lot stronger if you're happy, which is going to be a big tool in your kit. And then look at that worst case scenario. If you look at that, the worst possible thing they can do to you, and you formulate, okay, well, if that happens, these are my strategies. This is how I'm going to tackle that situation. Um, it's never that bad. Okay, you are still handing your power over to that narcissist, and like we spoke about, David and I spoke about last time, making this narcissist into this huge monster. And they're just a human being, they're just a person, but you've been conditioned to fear them.
Yep, sure have.
Yeah, so um, and I guess I want to reiterate, Tony, that if you are being threatened and if you do not feel safe, and that those bad things that you're talking about are, a threat to your safety, then don't hesitate to obviously contact the authorities, the police, who get restraining orders in place. But if these are words that he uses all the time to keep you in his control, so that you never move on with another partner, what kind of life is that for you? They're going on doing what they want, and they've still got control over you. It's no way to live, and you will never heal while you're handing over your power to that toxic person still.
And why are you still talking to an abuser, someone who abused you?
Yeah, that's right. Guys, you've got to remember, this person is your abuser. You're not validating yourself by minimizing what you went through, and you wouldn't, like I've said before, you wouldn't stay in contact with someone who broke every bone in your body. So, a psychological abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. So you need to cut the contact off with your abuser. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, stop trying to change this. Stop trying to control this. The only thing you can do is what you can do, and you have to remove yourself from this.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
And start healing. Who cares what he says?
Yeah.
Start getting better.
Hi, Donald. Yeah, that's exactly right. Who cares what the narcissist says? It's like, well, you're moving on, you're married, you've got another child. Why are you telling me what to do?
He's scared.
It's like,
he's scared. He can't change. He can't get better. You get better, you leave him there.
Yeah. They will never be happy. It doesn't matter that there's this illusion there that they're married and another child. That's just another victim, and that it's just another object to the narcissist. So they can never be happy, and I guess that's what this whole show has been about. Everything is an illusion, okay, and they want to make you think that they're happy. So that's why they're so scared about you actually doing that, achieving something that is impossible for them to achieve. They feel envy over what other people have.
Yeah, and I think everyone needs to know and hear that these people can't be in relationships, period. I hope you know that. They can't date anybody. They can't be in relationships with people. What they're lacking, their disorder determines that. They can't. They can't have any kind of functional relationship with anyone. Doesn't matter who it is. There is no Mr. Right or Mr. or Mrs. Right. That's it. Yeah. It will always fail.
Yep. Everything revolves around manipulation to get whatever it is, they're seeking at that point in time. So there's nothing that's done selflessly, or there's no remorse or or empathy. Or compassion. It's that there is no capacity there for them to have a normal, healthy relationship with another human being, whether that's
right.
Their children.
And realize or after these relationships end, they aren't happy either. They're lost, they're scared, they're confused, they're hurt. They don't know a lot of things what to do. So they just try to do what makes them feel better and don't let anybody know, or that makes them a bad failure, miserable, bad person. So I'm going to look happy. I'm going to go right to the next person, make myself feel better, make myself look better. That's all they can do. Yeah. That's all the capacity they have.
Yeah. It's just mirroring, isn't it, David? It's just mirroring what everyone else does in society, because how are they going to attract anyone if they're, who they really are, which is a miserable, shame-filled, destructive human being. They will never attract people around them. So they have to pretend, they have to that they're happy, married people.
The charming, believable victim. That's what they are. A charming, believable victim.
Believable, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so hope that's helped, guys. Patricia Armbrust is here. Hi, Patricia. Patricia says, I noticed how my narc would take ownership of my space by pushing his things into mine, i.e. his toothbrush, razors, etc. would always have to touch mine. Funny thing is, he didn't want to touch me. Wow. So he was more interested in like your possessions, Patricia. Wow, what a way to make you feel, horrible about yourself. Um, yeah, what did you want to say about that, David?
That sounds like he's not recognizing your own autonomy. Who cares about who you are,
Yeah,
yourself, your stuff? You're mine. It's all about me.
yeah. No,
You are
no
nobody. You aren't
respect.
yourself. You're me. Yeah,
Yeah, no respect. What's mine is yours. If I need this space, I will just take it, and I will touch you. They'll touch you when they need something from you. Some type of
right,
gratification. But if certainly if touching you is what you're requesting and what you want, well, then it makes sense that that's what they would hold off because that can be a weapon for them. So yeah, it's just a vicious circle. If they know that you're that, and most empaths are there, that they as human beings, we want to be cuddled and be held, and have our intimate partner want to touch us. So if that's something that they know that that you want, and that makes you feel special, that of course is going to be a weapon and taken away from you and given to you when they see fit.
right.
Yeah,
Have boundaries, and these things won't happen with other people. If somebody makes
yeah.
you feel uncomfortable, it's your job to say something and speak up. I know what he's doing is not right, but stop it. We stop these
Yeah.
people. We stop everyone from doing those things like us, making us feel that way.
And these all these things, everyone, are if you're seeing them, in someone else, or if you recognise it in who you're with now, these should be huge red flags for you. When you're with the narcissist, David, they get taught to or conditioned to ignore their gut instinct. This is, when you see things like this, don't second guess yourself. These are red flags.
Right.
If this person is doing this in the beginning, this is a sign that that this person could be very toxic and possessive, controlling, and yeah. So look out for these red flags and don't ignore your gut instinct. Your gut instinct will scream at you when you're with a
Right.
narcissist, but you get taught to ignore it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Okay, we might answer a couple more questions, guys, and then yeah, then we might wrap it up. So yeah, if you've got any more questions, please just comment below, and yeah, David and I would love to answer them for you. Um, Patricia says I didn't react. I stopped caring. Yeah, the best thing to do, Patricia. I guess the ultimate thing to do is to not be in that position where you're having any type of contact with them, where you are, where they've got the capability of being in your space or yours in theirs. So I hope that's kind of where you're heading, or where you are at the moment. But yeah, I'm glad you stopped caring. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to have one quick look. I think that's about it, guys. So what's we got here? We've got Helen Steubenroch. Hi, Helen. I didn't see you there. Thank you for joining us. Um, okay. Nicole Parker. Hi, Nicole. Mylene. I think that's about it. David, I think we've answered everyone's questions tonight. So I'm just doing a double check to make sure we haven't missed anyone. Hey, Jesse. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, I think that's about the end of it, David. We've come to the end of the night. So
Cool.
yeah, it's been an
If
awesome
I if
night.
I
Thank
can
you
add
for
or if
joining
I
me.
can if I can end with something about what we've been talking about is just
Yeah,
realize, guys, that when relationships end, we need closure. You're not going to get any answers. You're not going to get any information. You're not going to feel better from them. Okay. So a lot of the things that you need to learn are in here. Okay. And you're going to get these answers from other people like us and people like Nova. So stop looking to them for answers. It's just going to screw your head up more. It's going to confuse you more. Okay. Turn your back on
Mm,
them. Turn your back on them and look forward to where you want to go and start learning from correct, good sources, not from them. Okay?
yeah,
So just even watching them, you're not, it's nothing's gonna make sense. It's gonna screw
no,
your head up.
and
Stop looking.
absolutely, and everything's just a lie. What you see,
Hmm.
I guess the topic of tonight was why are they so happy? Well, the answer to that is they're not. They're not happy, and anything you see or you know, anything you see is just going to be an illusion. It's going to be a lie, and just don't put yourself in that position. No contact. Build an imaginary brick wall between you and the narcissist where you don't know, nor do you care what's going on in their life. That is the only way that you're going to heal. If you know what's going on in their life, that you're going to put yourself so far back in your recovery. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
great
So
words
is
of
that it?
advice.
Anybody else?
Let me just have another look. Um, gosh, Joanna, Tony just said, spot on, David. Thanks, Tony. Nicole says, thanks heaps, Nova and David. You've helped me a lot by just listening to all your information. Oh, no worries,
Oh, good.
Nicole.
Good,
Thank you
Nicole.
for
Thank you.
joining in. Joanne Summers says, thank you. All the best, guys. Good night. Thank you, Joanna. Alana Key says, no contact, the only way.
That's it.
Okay, so that's it. Okay, well, I just want to thank you again, David. Love doing the shows with you, having you co-host them. Everyone, please, from Brighter Outlook, please, Marlene says, thank you. Thanks, Marlene. Thank you so helpfully. Namaste. Love that saying, namaste. No worries, Marlene. Please, for those of you who haven't yet done it, subscribe to David's YouTube channel, Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend, which is just known, David, as CNXG, isn't it?
Yep.
CNXG. I always get the X in the end caught up. Yeah. Fantastic information that David puts out regularly, guys. So please subscribe to his YouTube channel. Please keep joining in these live streams. David's back here every fortnight to do these, question, answer, and support sessions. So yeah, we can, and please like and share. We can help to raise awareness by getting it out there, and you guys can be part of that change. So please like and share. And yeah, and please also like my YouTube channel, which is only very new. Just look for Brighter Outlook Counselling Service. Love to have you on board. Just starting to put some information out now, so that would be great to have you on board. So David, thank you so much. It must be what, 3:30 in the morning over there in Las Vegas.
Yep. Yeah,
You look
thank you again for having me, and thank you all of you guys for letting me come back and joining us. Very much appreciate it. I had fun. I always do, and I can't wait to come back.
I can't wait to have you back. All right, David, go and get some shut eye, and I'll
Okay.
talk to you very soon.
Bye. Thank you. See you.
Thanks, David. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Yeah, look, I love having David here. He's just wealth of knowledge, and he's just so supportive and such a wonderful help to you guys. So yeah, he will be back every fortnight to co-host the show with me. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I hope that hi Camellia. I hope that you've gotten something out of it. Narcissistic abuse is debilitating. It's crippling. It destroys lives, and it's so hard to articulate to other people when you're the victim. It's hard to articulate it to professionals because it is so subtle. So that's why we need to have forums like this, and more people talking about narcissistic abuse on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and things like that. So guys, you can really be part of that change by tuning in, each week. This live stream will be on every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. I will be here to answer all your questions. I'm a counsellor in North Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. So if you're around close to Brisbane, I would love to be able to support you in your healing from narcissistic abuse. I do counsel people all over the world via Skype, telephone counselling. So if that's something that you would be interested in, I would love to be able to support you in your healing. Please just inbox me here, and I would love to hear from you. So with all of that said, I would like to thank you for joining in tonight. I just absolutely love doing these live streams. I love being able to do what I'm passionate about, especially with people, like David, who is just as passionate as myself. I love to be able to help you guys in any way that I can. I guess this is our life. This is what we do. We help people who've been traumatized through this insidious type of psychological abuse. So with all that said, guys, thank you for joining in. I'll be back again 7 p.m. Brisbane time next Tuesday night. So please join me then. So have a wonderful rest of your night. Those of you, I guess, who are in Australia, take care. Remember your worth, and then add tax. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.